Chris Coakley live here, CBUS Sports Broadcasting. Friday night, February 13th from McGregor High School. District 17 3A Region 3 action for you tonight between the host McGregor Bulldogs and the visiting Whitney Wildcats. These two teams met back on January 28th up in Whitney. Bulldogs came away with a 66-50 win. Bubba Zacharias led all scorers in that contest with 18 points. Juju Franks tossed in 16. Chance Smith added 15. Delvion Walters with 9, and Landrum, let me get his first name for you here. I apologize about that. Jackson Landrum tossed in 7 in the defeat for the Whitney Wildcats. Head coach Joe O'Hearn comes in at 18-6, 5-1 in district play. They have one more game to play tonight or this season in district action. This is the final district game for the McGregor Bulldogs. Zach Stumbaughl's team comes in at 14-12 overall, 7-0 in conference with a game-and-a-half lead. They win tonight. They win the district. Will play by district on the 23rd or 24th at a location to be determined against the runner-up in District 18. Standings in the district coming into tonight's play. As mentioned, these are the top two teams in the district. McGregor 14-12, 7-0. Whitney 18-6, 5-1. The Trojans of West High School 10-12 and 2-4. The Cubs of Clifton 12-17, 2-4 in the conference, and the Troy Trojans 9-20 overall, 0-7 in the conference play. Games tonight in the conference. Troy has a bye. The Cubs are at West, and of course the Whitney Wildcats are here to take on the McGregor Bulldogs. We're going to take a quick break, come back in just a second. This is the Athlete One podcast on CBUS Sports Broadcasting. What if you could go behind the scenes with athletes and coaches? Join Ken Carpenter, a veteran high school baseball coach, weekly as he examines success, failures, and life lessons in sports. Each episode provides valuable insight and understanding of playing or coaching team sports. Check out and follow his Athlete One podcast at athleteone.net. Great insight for coaches, parents, and student athletes. Starting lineups in tonight's contest. For the Whitney Wildcats, number 0, KJ O'Hearn, who is a junior, 6'1". Number 3, Delvion Walter, a senior, 5'8" senior. Here will number 3. Number 10, Keegan Estill, a junior. And we're going to turn it over to the PA. Nessa, we'll come back and finish this up in just a second with the national anthem.
Thank you for tuning in to CBUS Sports Radio for tonight's broadcast. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at CBUS Sports Radio, all one word, for live updates on all our broadcasts. You can also listen to our broadcast archives on demand on our website, www.cbussportsradio.com.
So finishing the starters here, we'll go through it once again. KJ O'Hearn wears number 0, a 6'1" junior for the Wildcats. Number 3, Delvion Walter, a 5'8" senior. Number 10, Keegan Estill, a junior. Number 13, Kobe Hayes, a 6'2" junior. And number 22, Jordan McGill, a 6'1" junior, in the starting lineup for the Whitney Wildcats tonight. For the Bulldogs of McGregor High School, number 0, Juju Franks, a 6' senior, averaging 15 points per contest. Number 1, Braxton Franks, a 5'8" senior, averaging 4.5. The freshman, Chance Smith, a 5'11" junior, the 5'11" freshman, averaging 13.8. Number 10, Bubba Zacharias, the senior, the 6'2" senior, averaging 14.3. And 6'3" junior, number 35, Luke Appleby, averaging a 6.5 points per game for the McGregor Bulldogs. JV, McGregor came out victorious in that contest with a 81-45 win. Jimenez led all scorers in that contest with 20 points, leading the Bulldogs in that victory tonight. So getting ready to get this one underway. Bubba Zacharias will be jumping center circle. Wildcats in their road royal blue, trimmed in black and white uniforms. Bulldogs in their home whites, trimmed in white or black and gold. Kobe Haynes will be stepping off against Bubba Zacharias in center circle to get this one underway. Sparse crowd tonight with the early start. CBUS Sports Broadcasting. Tip backcourt controlled by the Wildcats. Top of the key, Delvion Walter over on the right side now. That's Keegan Estill, hands it off to McGill. Back out top to Walter. 2-3 zone, 1-2-2 it looks like tonight for the Bulldogs. Back out top of the key. Chance Smith on the point. Estill, that's KJ O'Hearn. Delvion Walter gets it back into the paint. O'Hearn gets the loose ball. They'll bring it back out and reset it. High post, floats one up and down. KJ O'Hearn, 2 points. Chance Smith will walk the ball up for the Bulldogs here in the first quarter. Gets it high post, Bubba Zacharias gives it to Braxton on the left wing. He tries it in the weave, nothing there. Juju takes it to the glass with the left hand. Misses a shot, but he'll go to the line, shooting 2. Looks like the foul is going to be called, I believe, on number 22. That would be Jordan McGill. So Juju will go to the line, shooting 2 here, averaging 15 points per contest. In district play, he knocks down the first one. So one team foul for the Whitney Wildcats at the 7-11 mark. Juju trying to knot it up at 2 apiece, and he does. So Walter takes the inbound pass. He'll head the other way. Gets it on the wing, back out top of the key. Still throws it away right to Chance Smith. Freshman will take the ball, get it across the timeline, gets it to Juju over on the right wing, back out top to Chance. Hands it off to Braxton as they run the weave. Cut off there by Walter. Gets around, takes it to the glass, throws it up with the left hand. Rebound on the miss to Kobe Haynes, quickly into the front court. He'll take it to the glass, step around, nice move. Misses a shot, Juju with the rebound. Front court, down to Braxton, in the corner, back out to Juju on the left wing. O'Hearn comes out to guard him, man-to-man defense. Takes it in the paint, gets it up with the left hand, off his knee and out of bounds. It'll be Wildcat basketball as Juju went to the hoop, thought he got fouled. No call, off his knee, so turnover. Knotted up at 2 at the 6:19 mark. Long shot, missed off the board. Chance Smith with the rebound. Into the front court, Zacharias, paint, over to Braxton. Chance down on the baseline, picked up there by Walter. Timeline extended left side now. Braxton looking for a crease, not there, hands it off to Juju on the weave. He's been moving in the paint, kicks it up with the left hand. Shot a little short, rebound pulled down by Walter. In transition, Walter with a 5-footer floater, misses the shot. Tip off of Appleby over to Chance Smith as the Bulldogs head the other direction. Zacharias, timeline, left side. Stutter step move, gets a bump, no call. Juju back in the baseline to Bubba. He'll launch the 3 and drill it. Bubba Zacharias, his first 3. 5-2 Bulldogs. Delvion Walter drops it off to Haynes. Loose ball back out top to O'Hearn. Between the rings, top of the key. Walter now over on the left wing. O'Hearn with a 22-footer off the back of the rim. Pulled down by Juju. Cut off by Still. He'll walk it across the timeline. Zacharias, timeline extended left side, top of the key now to Appleby. Over to Bubba on the left wing against Haynes. Drops it off to Chance Smith. He'll launch a three, rattles in and out. Zacharias with the rebound, out of bounds off of the Whitney Wildcats. So Bulldogs will retain possession. Number one, Jackson Landrum into the lineup. He'll replace Keegan Still. As Braxton Franks will trigger the inbound play right in front of the cheerleaders. Smith over on the baseline on the right side. Picks up his dribble. Kicks it back out top to Zacharias. Over to Juju Franks. Two-man game. Down in the corner to Braxton. Now thinks about it. Gets a move back out top to Braxton, top of the key. O'Hearn on him. Smith, right wing, back out top to Braxton. Over on the wing to Bubba. He'll go baseline. Drop it down over to Smith. Gives it to Juju. Misses the long three ball. Rebound pulled down by Landrum. And we've got a foul on the floor. I believe they're calling it on Braxton, his first, team's first. As Delvion Walter will inbound underneath his own basket. He gets it into Landrum. On the left wing, high post to McGill. Floats up a three-footer off the back of the rim. Walter with the rebound, but Juju's going to get called for over the back. His first, team second at the 4:09 mark. 5-2 your score. Bulldogs on top. Walter into Landrum. He'll shoot the three ball from the left wing. Rebound pulled down by Zacharias quickly into the front court. A little bit too far for Chance Smith. It'll be an unforced turnover as Bubba was trying to hit Chance on the fly. They bring up that 1-2-2 zone now, full court. Off the glass, rebound, pulled down, shot missed up. Franks with the rebound. Juju handles the ball. Gets it over to Zacharias on the left wing. Takes it to the glass, nobody there to stop them, so he took it right to the glass with the right hand. Walter gets it across the midcourt stripe. High post O'Hearn, back out top to Landrum. Stutter step, got away with a walk. Floats up the 15-footer off the back of the rim. Appleby with the board. He'll drop it off to Smith. Bulldogs in transition. Braxton Franks on the left wing. Picks up his dribble, drops it down to Zacharias. Kicks it over on his pass to Juju Franks on the right wing now. Working on O'Hearn. He'll hand it off. Nope, picked it up. Back out top to Braxton. Good defensive play there by O'Hearn. Juju, top of the key. Trying to get a stutter step, gets it into the paint, lifts it up, gets fouled, he'll go to the line. So KJ O'Hearn picks up his first, team second, as Juju Franks will go to the line, shooting two. Bulldogs leading 7-2 at the 2:56 mark. Fast-paced action tonight here at McGregor High School. First shot for Juju rattles home. 3 points for the senior. Number 25 off the bench for the Wildcats. That's Landon Bennett. Franks, second shot, off the front of the rim. Appleby keeps it alive, gets the rebound, back over to Juju on the right wing. Down low to Zacharias on the baseline. Spin move, Bubba, back out top to Smith. He'll launch the three off the rim. Pulled down by McGill. Wildcats will go the other way. Over on the left side, right side, stutter step move by Walter. Puts up the three ball, misses a shot off the hands and out of bounds off of Jordan McGill. Bulldog basketball. So full court man-to-man pressure now for the Whitney Wildcats. As Bubba drops it into Juju, back over to Chance. Delvion Walker picks him up at the foul line, Good pressure by Walters. Backs him across and gets it out of bounds. Going to be a turnover, a lot of contact, nothing called. Chance was wanting the foul, as Walter was in his grill the entire time. Landrum takes the inbound pass. Back over to Walter on the left wing. Skips it. 24-footer for Landrum off the back of the rim. O'Hearn with the rebound. He'll pull it back out. They'll reset the offense. He takes it in the glass, floats up a 5-footer. Misses a shot. Appleby gets raked with the pass over to Zacharias into the front court. Over to Juju on the baseline. He'll go up. He's going to get called for the travel. Luckily, he didn't pick up his second foul on the player control with the charge. Mario Dominguez up off the bench for Coach Zach Sumball. He'll come in quickly for Braxton Franks. 8-2 with 1:54 left, first quarter action. Landrum discarding his wristbands, didn't like the feel. Spread it out just a little bit, trying to create a corner. Action down. Euro step, nice move by Walter. Picks up his first two. Number 20, Riley Hill into the game for the Wildcats. He picks up Juju Franks. We're going to get an offensive foul on Luke Appleby, setting the screen, his first, team's third. So Walter into the front court now. Landrum, high post, that's McGill, left side, floats it up, off the back of the rim, tipped around. Riley with the rebound, drops it off to Landrum, drops it down low. Loose ball, Juju Franks picks it up. Bubba top of the key, over on the wing to Dominguez. Lofts it into Appleby, back out top to Zacharias. Spin move at the foul line. Picks up his dribble, needs some help. Gets it off to Ario. Right side, stutter step over to Smith. Down in the corner to Zacharias. Baseline, skip pass out to Juju. Picked up there by O'Reilly. Zacharias goes to the, Juju Franks takes it to the glass. He'll be fouled. He'll go to the line shooting two. See who they call it on. Going to be on number 20. That's Riley Hill. I said O'Reilly. I meant Riley Hill. A 6'1 junior. Fisher Watson into the game. He'll replace McGill. As Ario Dominguez has the opportunity to inbound the pass. Right side of the backboard. Close to a 5-second, gets it into Juju, spin move in the paint, floats it up with a left hand and drops it. Nice move by Juju Franks. Walter, very quick step. Dominguez on him in that extended 1-2-2. Timeline extended left side, gets a screen by O'Reilly. Into the paint, shot up, Zacharias with the carom. He'll take it into the front court. Euro step, left hand, and knocks it home. Nice job by Bubba Zacharias. Landrum looking for some help in the backcourt. Floats up a 10-footer, missed the shot. Chance with the rebound. Save the pass as we go to halftime as they're trying to force it up the court. Your score, 12-4, Bulldogs on top. End of the first quarter, CBUS Sports Broadcasting.
Thank you for tuning in to CBUS Sports Radio for tonight's broadcast. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at CBUS Sports Radio, all one word, for live updates on all our broadcasts. You can also listen to our broadcast archives on demand on our website, www.cbussportsradio.com.
Getting ready to get back into the second quarter here at McGregor High School. Bulldogs with an 8-point lead. 12-4, Bulldogs win tonight. They wrap up the district. We'll get into by-district play next week, actually the 23rd and the 24th, which is a Monday or Tuesday, depending on how the setup. Not known where that game will be yet. Coach Dunball and I were talking about that this past Tuesday night. So Bubba Zacharias to toss the ball in, get it started, the Juju into the backcourt. They drop into looks like a diamond and one, maybe, defense. trying to get a little bit more aggressive, force the Bulldogs to shoot the ball outside. Haynes on Zacharias. Bubba thought about the three, gets it to Chance. Picked up by Walter. Juju on the right wing, stutter step, gets it in. Nope, 12-footer, didn't take it. Zacharias tries to find a crease, gets it to Chance on the right side, left side, excuse me. Misses a shot, Haynes with the rebound. Good-looking athlete. Walter into the front court. Picked up there by Jimenez. McGill into the corner with a three-ball, air ball. Juju Franks gets it knocked out of his hands. Still back in, O'Hearn with the ball. Elbow over to Still. He'll launch a three from the left side. Nothing but net. Keegan is Still, 3 points. 12-7 your score. Haynes picking up Zacharias, full court. Two good athletes matching up against each other there. Bubba drops it off to Juju on the left wing. He'll pull it back out, looking for a crease, hands it back off to Bubba. Back out to Chance, top of the key. Walter, a little handsy, no call. Gets it off to Juju on the weave, gets it into the paint. Spin move, loose ball, Appleby picks it up. Kicks it back out to Zacharias. Steps into a three off the front of the rim. O'Hearn with the rebound. Into the paint, loose ball, Zacharias knocks it away. Juju picks it up. Hit from behind, Juju will take it to the glass and get it to drop. Juju Franks. Ooh, they call an offensive foul. Wow, second on Juju, and I thought he's going to the bench. Braxton will replace him, his cousin. I didn't think he had position on the other end. Officials thought otherwise. Still on the left wing, back out to Walter. He'll shoot a 23-footer. Nothing but net. 5 points for Delvion Walter, 2-point ball game here at McGregor. There we go, foul on Delvion Walter. He's been hand checking Chance Smith all night. So 12-10 at the 5:55 mark. Sorry, folks, forgot to turn the scoreboard back on. Loose ball. Walter with another foul. Well, going to change it as Chance Smith went down. Chance hurt his fingers right here in front of me. So we'll take a quick time out here. C-Bus Sports Broadcasting.
High school sports growing up. And it's fun being a fan now, don't get me wrong, but sitting in the stands feels like I'm missing out on all the action, you know? I wanted to get back in the game, so I signed up to be a high school official. It takes me back to my playing days. I'm supporting students, and I get paid to make the big calls. Do you want to see the game up close? Sign up to become an official in Texas at highschoolofficials.com.
Training staff taking a look at Chance Smith right now, looking at the fingers on that right hand. Hopefully Chance will be okay. On the floor, will be on the floor for the Bulldogs. Juju Franks, Braxton Franks, Luke Appleby, Ario Dominguez, and Bubba Zacharias as they're hanging on to a 2-point lead here in the second quarter. 5-point run for the Whitney Wildcats to close it to a 2-point lead. Keegan Still will inbound directly in front of me. Bulldogs back into that zone. Gets it out to Walter on the timeline. It's on the right side, left side, excuse me. Back to a Still. Zone floated over nicely. McGill down on the baseline, not there. Haynes, jump pass over to Keegan Still, floats one up. Blocked by Zacharias with the rebound. Nice job by Bubba. Into the front court. Dominguez, bounce pass to Zacharias, spin move. Gets the ball stolen away by Walter from the backside. Nice quick hands by the senior. Keegan O'Hearn down on the baseline to McGill. Back out top to a Still. Loose ball. Zacharias as Walter hit the floor. Bubba in the corner to Braxton. He'll launch the three ball a little short. Haynes with the rebound. Nobody on the glass for the Dogs. Dominguez is going to get called for the reach-in. Will be his first, team second. Chance Smith up off the bench. Looks like he's going to be okay. He'll head back into the game. He'll replace Bubba Zacharias. Bubba was 7 points early. He has 7. Juju has 5. No other Bulldog has scored. Jackson Landrum over to Still, back out top to KJ O'Hearn. Haynes over to Landrum now as they try to extend the zone. 23-footer off the back of the rim. McGill with the push, not called, floats it up and in. Knotted up at 12 at the 4:35 mark. Bulldogs have hit a scoring drought here in the second quarter. Chance Smith called for the travel. Bulldogs just a little flat right now. O'Hearn, high post, over to Landrum. Got away with a walk as Appleby able to knock it out of bounds. Coach Stumball thought it went off of Jackson Landrum, and I believe he was right, but the official's not making the call. O'Hearn tries to get around, he does. Drops it off to a Still. Back over to Landrum on the right side, down on the baseline. Haynes, skip pass over to O'Hearn, left side. Dominguez picks him up, floats it into the paint. Haynes goes into the paint, gets fouled. He'll shoot 2. So Braxton Franks will pick up his second at the 3:57 mark, teamed 4th. As Kobe Haynes will go to the line, shooting 2, looking for his first 2 points in tonight's contest. Shot is up and off the back of the rim. So Bubba Zacharias will replace Ario Dominguez. Wildcats doing a good job on defense and pressuring the ball, not letting the Bulldogs get into their set. Haynes' second shot misses it. Appleby off his hands. Actually, McGill got in there and knocked it away. So once again, full court pressure for the Wildcats. Bubba drops it into Juju, picked up by KJ O'Hearn. Works it across the timeline, drops it off to Chance. Between the rings, looking for a crease. Over to Braxton in the corner, right side. Working on it Still. Picks up his dribble, ball stolen away, gets it back, gets it to Juju. Thought about the step back 3. Bubba looks for the paint. Over to Chance on the left side, back out top to Franks. Braxton, nothing there, back to Chance. He'll launch the 3 ball off the rim. O'Hearn with the rebound for the Wildcats. They come up in transition, gets it off to Landrum on the right side. Down in the corner to a Still. Skip pass back out top to O'Hearn to reset the offense. Step into a 22-footer, nothing but net. KJ O'Hearn, 15-12. 3-point lead for the Wildcats here at McGregor. Juju over to Bubba. Man-to-man defense. Bubba looking for some help. Gets it off to Juju, top of the key. He'll launch a 3 ball. It's going to be short. Rebound to Landrum. One and done on the shot. Landrum pushes it into the corner to a Still. He'll float up a 3 off the back of the rim. Braxton Franks with the rebound. Drops it off to Luke. Luke drops it off to Bubba. Into the front court to Chance. Spin move. Ball stolen away by O'Hearn. He'll break on a breakaway. Take it to the glass. Makes the shot. 17-12. 5-point Wildcat lead. Bulldogs have not scored 6 minutes into this quarter. Another turnover out of bounds. Whitney basketball. Coach Stumball wants a timeout. Will be a full or a 30. 30-second, we'll take a quick one. CBUS Sports Broadcasting.
Man, I loved playing high school sports growing up. And it's fun being a fan now, don't get me wrong, but sitting in the stands feels like I'm missing out on all the action, you know? I wanted to get back in the game, so I signed up to be a high school official. It takes me back to my playing days, I'm supporting students, and I get paid to make the big calls. Do you want to see the game up close? Sign up to become an official in Texas at highschoolofficials.com.
Well, the Whitney Wildcats on a 13-point run, as now they have a 5-point lead. 17-12 over the McGregor Bulldogs. Will be Whitney basketball as Landrum will inbound right in front of the Bulldog bench. He drops it off to Delvion Walter, back over. High post right side. Tip ball into the backcourt. That's okay. Landrum on the right wing gets it into O'Hearn, into the paint. Looks for some help. Back out to Landrum. Steps around, takes a three-shot. Rattles in and out. Zacharias with the board. Bubba in the front court. Finds Braxton. Goes to the glass. Nice move. Using the left hand. Nice outlet pass and assist to Bubba Zacharias. But still drops it off to O'Hearn. Gets a bump. Lowered the shoulder. Should have been an offensive foul. Zacharias gets a rebound on the miss. Bubba on the move. Drops it off to Braxton again. Up and in, and he gets fouled. So Delvion Walter will pick up his second. Braxton Franks will go to the line to try to knock this one up at 17 apiece. That's a big second foul on Delvion Walter. He controls this offensive flow for the Wildcats. Braxton shot off the back of the rim. Zacharias with the rebound. Back out to Braxton, over to Juju on the right wing. Appleby down low, spin move, kicks it up. Rattles in and out, should have dropped. Jackson Landrum with the rebound. In the front court, Walter stopping pop a three, and he hits it. Second three ball, 8 points for Delvion Walter. 1 minute left in the half. Appleby down low, goes to the glass, no foul called. Landrum gets him to change the shot. Landrum gets away with a walk. O'Hearn down in the corner, back out to Landrum. Thought about the three. Juju got him on him defensively. Walter on the baseline, off of him. Nope, calls it off with Bubba Zacharias. 42.85. Bulldogs down by 4. Gets it into O'Hearn, back out top to Landrum. Down on the baseline in the corner. Thought about it, gets a move, and Zacharias is going to pick up a foul. That's Bubba's first, team's fourth. It's on the floor, so he will not be shooting. Bubba, yeah. First foul on Bubba Zacharias. Walter to trigger, looking for some help. 4 count. Braxton did a good job of knocking away defensively. That was awful close. Awful close to a 5 count. So now they'll inbound the ball right in front of the bench. Juju on him. Bulldogs bench, I should say. Landrum takes it. 30 seconds on the clock. 4-point deficit for the Bulldogs. They're going to look like they're going to take the last shot. Try to take it into halftime. Gets a move down on the baseline. Walter, stutter steps, looks down, back cut to Haynes. Up and in. Nice strong move by Kobe Haynes. Juju into the front court. 3.5, launches a 30-footer off the back of the rim. We'll go to halftime, 22-16. Whitney Wildcats on top of the McGregor Bulldogs. We'll come back on the Athlete One podcast in just a second. CBUS Sports Broadcasting.
We are the NFHS. That stands for the National Federation of State High School Associations. But really, what we stand for, together with the UIL, are the 825,000 high school sports and performing arts students in Texas. And so, we stand. We stand for the runners, debate team members, and basketball players. We stand for their coaches, officials, and adjudicators. We stand for the drummers, football players, and actors. We stand for the golfers, singers, and swimmers. We stand as the national leader and advocate for these essential activities and all who participate in them and make them possible. Because it is our purpose to ensure that high school students get to play, perform, and compete together. To learn more about who we are and what we stand for, visit nfhs.org.
participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
Hey, conductor, how about something new? You played this last year.
Come on, get your head out of your sacks.
Shh, we're trying to hear.
Well, I'm sick and tired of hearing your kid play the wrong notes. Where's my kid solo?
At least you can see your kid. Why is my kid stuck way in the back?
The conductor only plays his favorite.
My kid heard that solo!
You saying I did?
Yeah!
Come on! What's wrong with you?
You're listening to the C-Bus Sports Radio High School Basketball Game of the Week. Halftime here at McGregor High School, 22-16. The visitors on top of the Bulldogs here. Looking at scoring, we're in the first half for the visiting Wildcats of Whitney High School. KJ O'Hearn with 7 points. Delvian Walter leads the Wildcats with 8. Keegan Estill with 3. Kobe Haynes with 2. And Jordan McGill with 2. Juju Franks with 5 for the McGregor Bulldogs. Braxton Franks with 4. And the Bulldogs are being paced by Bubba Zacharias with 7 points. And I'll tell you what, started off, thought this might turn into a blowout like it was on the road up at Whitney. 12-4, 8-point Bulldog lead at the end of the first quarter. They only scored 4 points in the second quarter, being outscored 18-4. That gives a 6-point lead to the Whitney Wildcats. Have to regroup. Good pressure defense, man-to-man. Caused some turnovers for the Bulldogs. So see Coach Zach Stumbaugh able to get that corrected here at halftime. We got 5 minutes left. We're going to take another quick break. C-Bus Sports Broadcasting.
Where do my friends and other students find their voice? We find our voice through the performing arts, along with millions of other high school students. By expressing yourself in a role on stage, through an instrument, or at the debate podium, the performing arts give us freedom to find ourselves, to find our place. The stage is where I can play, perform, and compete with my friends.
Performing arts at your school is where creativity meets courage. Encourage the students in your life to find their voice through the performing arts. This message presented by the NFHS, where we encourage all students to play, perform, and compete together.
What if you could go behind the scenes with athletes and coaches? Join Ken Carpenter, a veteran high school baseball coach, weekly as he examines success, failures, and life lessons in sports. Each episode provides valuable insight and understanding of playing or coaching team sports. Check out and follow his Athlete One podcast at athleteone.net. Great insight for coaches, parents, and student athletes. Looking at the upcoming contest for both these teams, McGregor, this is the last district game of the season for them. Wildcats still have one more game coming up. That's going to be on February 17th. That's Tuesday night. They host the Cubs of Clifton High School. So very important what happens in tonight's contest going into next week. We'll cover that scenario here in just a bit. We'll let you know when our next broadcast will be here on CBUS Sports Broadcasting. Depends on where McGregor ends up in the district, how things play out. Will be interesting to see what we can get in there for you in upcoming action. Baseball and softball right around the corner. We're preparing for that, working with athletic director Coach Quentin White, getting that all set up, getting the rosters to me, getting it in the schedule. Check out our website, cbussportsradio.com. We'll have those posted once we get them figured out on how we're going to have that done. So, 6-point deficit in recent games. This is the biggest deficit that I can remember that the Bulldogs have had in any contest. They've been winning these district games by an average of 16 points in the district play. Not even the game on the road here against this Wildcat team was a 16-point victory. Only other close game was a 3-point win here at home versus West back on the 3rd of February. Foul trouble for both of these teams. Delvion Walker with 2. KJ O'Hearn, Riley Hill, and Jordan McGill all with 1 for the Wildcats. Juju Franks, Braxton Franks with 2 apiece. Ario Dominguez, Bubba Zacharias, and Luke Appleby each have 1 foul apiece as we get ready to get the second half underway. A 22-16 lead for the Wildcats. Possession arrow favors the Wildcats, so they will inbound the ball in their front court. O'Hearn, Walter, McGill, Haynes, and Estill on the court for the Wildcats. Frank Smith, Appleby, and Zacharias for the McGregor Bulldogs. Estill in the corner, launches up a 3, rattles in and out. Haynes with a putback on the rebound. No one there, blocked out. Zacharias quickly across the midcourt stripe into the front court. Hand foul on Haynes. Good call. One thing I will say, very physical game. A lot of hand checking, not called. We'll see if the officials tighten it up here in the second half. Franks gets it into Juju. It tries to. O'Hearn kicks it out of bounds, or actually taps it out of bounds with that left hand. So they'll try again. Braxton still trying to inbound. Nothing there. Got to get it in. 5-second call. Gets it into Juju in the backcourt. Over to Zacharias. Picked up by Haynes. Gets it into the paint. Over to Chance. Juju on the baseline. Steps down. Kicks it out to Zacharias. He'll launch the 3-ball and hit it. Bubba Zacharias, 10 points on the evening. Good look by Juju finding the open man. Turns it back to a 5-point, 24-19 lead for the Wildcats. In the corner to Estill. Back out top to Walter. He'll launch a 3-ball. Rattles in and out. Zacharias with the board. Bubba quickly into the front court. Ball stolen away by Walter as he tried to hit Smith. Walter with quick speed. Up front, coast to coast. Off the glass, misses the shot. I don't understand this. We have an official 5 feet away, does not make the call. The official from 55 feet makes the call. Unreal. Bubba Zacharias with his second call, or second foul, as Delvion Walter will go to the line. It was a foul, but why is the official 55 feet away making that call? Walter with his first shot knocks it down. That gives him 9 on the evening. So pushes it back up to a 6-point lead. Second shot by Walter is good as well. Got a nice stroke. Good looking ball player. Chance Smith brings it up the court, gets across midcourt stripe. He'll pull it back out to Zacharias on the right wing. Look for a crease in the paint. Kicks it over to Juju on the left wing. Dogs spreading it out on the weave offense here. Bubba tries to get into the paint, spin move with the left hand. Gets it to drop. thought he was fouled as well. No contact, or not enough contact, I should say, to warrant the foul call. Ball knocked away by Juju. 5-point lead. 6:36, 26-21. Wildcats clinging to that 5-point lead. Walter to inbound. Gets it to not to O'Hearn, excuse me. Back to Walter. Down on the baseline in the corner. He'll bring it out. Kick it over to Estill. He'll launch a 3 air ball. We get a foul on McGill as he pushed off. Pushed off on Bubba Zacharias. Planted that elbow squarely in Bubba's back and gave him a shove. Full court pressure once again as Zacharias gets it into Appleby, midcourt. Big guy's going to bring it into the front court. Gets fouled by McGill. That's his third. That's huge. Team's third here in the third quarter with 6:22 left. So Riley Hill up off the bench quickly for Coach Joe O'Hearn. McGill will go to the bench. Drops it into Juju. In the corner, picked up by O'Hearn. Man-to-man defense. Whitney's been in that man-to-man practically all night. Done a good job with it as well. Over to Chance. Back over to Braxton. Spin move, gets it into the paint. Tosses it back to Chance. Back to Braxton. Gets him up in the air. Step back 3 off the front of the rim. Juju with the rebound. Should have been called for a foul and not there. Smith down in the corner. He'll launch the 3. Misses the shot. Haynes with the rebound. A lot of contact. Nothing being called. Haynes over in the corner to Still. Stutter step. Should have been a walk. Smith with the steal. Bulldogs into the front court. Smith, Euro step. Misses the shot. O'Hearn changed it. Comes down with the loose ball. Brings it into the front court. Euro stutter step. Loose ball once again. Haynes with the rebound. Goes to the glass and kisses it home. 6 point for Kobe Haynes. Braxton Franks with his third foul. Landrum back in for a still as Haynes will go to the line trying to complete the conventional 3-point play. Trying to build on that 7-point Wildcat lead. We got a lane violation. It's going to be Bulldog basketball as Haynes kind of delayed and Riley Hill stepped into the lane, so it will be a turnover. Ball dropped into Juju, picked up by O'Hearn. Looking for a screen. He'll be able to get it across the timeline as O'Hearn will walk with him. Juju with the screen. Out top with O'Hearn. Drops it off to Braxton. Back out top. They'll reset it. Over on the right side now to Bubba. Haynes on him. Skip over to Chance. Back out to Braxton to Chance on the left side. 2-man game. Looking for the weave spot. Nothing there. Bubba takes it to the glass. He'll take it up. Get fouled. They dropped her down. Strong move by Bubba Zacharias. Riley Hill picks up his second, team's fourth. Nice strong move by Bubba Zacharias on the weave offense. Shot for Bubba off the rim. Braxton tips it around. Haynes with a nice rebound. Drops it off to Walter into the front court. Braxton back in transition defense quickly. Walter goes to the line. Jump ball. Ball favors the Bulldogs. Walter went to the rack. Ball got hit up. They called a jump ball, so possession arrow favors McGregor. Juju working against O'Hearn. In his hip. Should have been a foul. Not calling it. Touchy. Juju takes it to the rack. Gets it to fall. Nice job by Juju Franks. 28-25. Bulldogs clawing back. O'Hearn left side. Gives it to Haynes. Stutter step. Gets it into the glass. Puts it up. Short. Appleby with the rebound. He'll drop it off to Chance Smith. Braxton Franks in the front court. Stutter step. He takes it to the glass. Gets a push from behind. No call. Out of bounds off of Whitney. So the Bulldogs will retain possession here at the 4:12 mark. They'll be in the bonus. Juju steps into a 3, rattles in and out. Tapped around by Appleby. Zacharias kicks it over to Braxton. Back down low to Zacharias, floats it up, rims in and out. O'Hearn with the rebound as the Wildcats head down court. Stutter step move, gets it to roll. Loose ball, scrum, should be a timeout. 30-second timeout, 5-point lead. We'll take a quick one as well. CBUS Sports Broadcasting.
Playing sports, especially for my school. And that's because school sports are special. It's where it's safe to fail. It's where we're taught resilience, where our fear becomes confidence. It's where we learn to get back up after every fall. School sports are where 7.8 million students go from I can't to I can.
This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
You're listening to the CBUS Sports Radio High School Basketball Game of the Week. Five-point ball game, 3:46 left. Bulldogs can give 3 fouls before they put the Whitney at the line. Into the back, into the front court, that's Walter. Stutter step move, picked up his dribble. Back down low to O'Hearn, battles up, gets the shot up. Loose ball. Riley with the rebound, floats up a 4-footer. Braxton, or Juju Franks with the rebound over O'Hearn. Nice job blocking out by Juju. Braxton into the front court. Drops it off to Appleby. Bodied up, kicks it back out to Braxton. They'll reset the offense. Over to Chance on the right wing, looking for a screen. Back over to Appleby, back out top to Chance. Zacharias on the left wing now. 30-25, Wildcats on top, 3:10 left. Loose ball, should be a scrum. Got away with the travel, actually, into the corner. Franks lost it up, knocked out of bounds off of Chance Smith. Good effort by both those players as the ball rolled into the back court. Should have been an over a back in my estimation. It was not called. Then a travel as Bubba laid on the ball. Landrum with a 3, nothing but net. Back to an 8-point lead. Will Chandler up off the bench for Coach Stumbo. Juju, top of the key. Floats a 7-footer, nothing but net. Nice spin move by Juju Franks. 6-point lead. Down in the corner, that's Haynes. He'll launch a 3 off the rim. Chance Smith with the rebound. Gets it to Juju. Gets it across the line, stutter step move. Gets it to the line and drops it. Nice job, or takes it down the baseline, uses the glass. He gets fouled. I believe substitutions coming in, trying to see who they called that foul on. I believe it was Riley Hill. Landon Bennett back into the game. So Juju trying to convert the 3-point play here. Shot up by Juju and good. Jackson Landrum across the timeline. Walter down on the baseline, fake the 3, back out to Landrum. Top of the key, that's Bennett. Takes it into the paint, floats it up with the left hand short. Fights for his own rebound, gets it. Fossil up, rebound and blocked by Bubba Zacharias. Takes it to Chance, to the glass, and kisses it home. Chance Smith, first 2 points, 33-32. Bulldogs clawing back, as I said. 1:45 left. Over to Landrum, stutter step. Walter on the left side. Thought about the 3, gets it up. Stutter step move, force makes the contact. Loose ball. Juju saves it. Nice job out of bounds. Kisses it into Appleby. Back to Juju as they move up court. 30-footer, nothing but net. Juju Franks. Walter quickly, coast to coast, lifts it up. Zacharias fighting for the rebound. Walter gets it to pull down. Misses a shot. McGill there. Zacharias will pick up his third. So Bubba picks up his third as McGill will go to the line, shooting 2. Bulldogs leading 35-33 here on CBUS Sports Broadcasting. Nice job working the glass on both sides of the court by both of these teams. McGill with 2 points, both in the first half. Fisher-Watson back into the game. First shot is good. So give McGill 3 points now. As Bubba Zacharias is out, Nate DeGreat in for the Bulldogs. So second shot here for McGill. Let's see if Coach Stumbaugh holds him the entire rest of the quarter. 1 minute and 13 seconds. Second shot is good. Knots it up at 35. Juju over to Chance. Man-to-man defense. Chance getting bumped and gets called for the foul. Jackson Landrum, they'll go to Chance Smith will go to the line, shooting two. So Chance with 2 points, trying to make it 3 and 4 here with 1:04 left in the third quarter. Knotted at 35. First shot is good. Second offering as well. 4 points for the freshman. Landrum takes the inbound, back over to Bennett. Back over to Landrum, full court pressure. Nate DeGreat all over him. Sorry, folks, got the cameras mixed up. Delvion Walter, 3 ball. Landrum with the rebound. Nate DeGreat pokes it away. Gets it off to Juju. Under 50 as we come into the front court. DeGreat, top of the key, back over to Juju on the left side. Under 40 now, stutter step move. Juju picks up his dribble, drops it off to Chance. 3 ball and nothing but net. Chance Smith give the assist to Juju Franks. Walter under pressure in the backcourt. Gets around DeGreat and Smith. Gets it into the front court. DeGreat will pick up a foul. I like the pressure by Nate DeGreat and Chance Smith there as we go into the front court with 24.83. Bulldogs with a 5-point lead. Love to have a stop here going into the fourth quarter. Kicks it into Fisher-Watson. He'll launch the 3 and hit nothing but net. Nice looking ball. Chance, top of the key, 13 seconds. Landrum on him, stutter step, all hands again. Tries to get the screen, drops it off to Appleby. Over to Juju, on Walter. Down in the corner, Juju takes it to the glass. Gets it up, misses the shot. Should have been a foul. Nothing called. 40-38 your score as we head to the fourth quarter of basketball here at McGregor High School.
Man, I loved playing high school sports growing up. And it's fun being a fan now, don't get me wrong, but sitting in the stands feels like I'm missing out on all the action, you know? I wanted to get back in the game, so I signed up to be a high school official. It takes me back to my playing days. I'm supporting students, and I get paid to make the big calls. Do you want to see the game up close? Sign up to become an official in Texas at highschoolofficials.com.
Looking at the foul trouble going into the fourth quarter, Juju Franks with 2, Braxton Franks with 3, Bubba Zacharias with 3. For the Whitney Wildcats, Delvion Walter with 2, Jordan McGill and Riley Hill with 3 apiece. 2-point Bulldog lead in the contest here. Great ball game as the Bulldogs able to put 24 on the board there in the third quarter. Fantastic ball game. I knew it would be tonight. These two schools, 2 good clubs, a lot of talent on both teams. So Will Chandler up off the bench. Zacharias will start the fourth quarter. Whitney basketball, though, inbound into the backcourt. Walter, Nate DeGreat on him. Down in the corner to Watson. Skip pass, stolen away, tipped into the front court. Nate DeGreat takes it to the rack and drops it down. Big bucket for Nate DeGreat. Landrum speeds it into the front court. Fisher-Watson hits a 3, takes a 3. Haynes with the rebound. Juju gets a foul as he goes up. Haynes will be shooting 2, excuse me. Juju's third. I have 3. So Kobe Haynes at the line. Quick transition, folks. I couldn't get the cameras flipped around quick enough. Haynes' first shot, misses it. Haynes with 6 points on the evening. Second attempt. Off the rim. Smith with the rebound. Quickly up front to Nate. Gets a foul on Fisher Watson. That'll be his first. Nate will go to the line, shooting 2. Possession arrow favors the Bulldogs. Nate off the bench with 2 points. Trying to get as much clock down to get Bubba Zacharias back into this game. First shot is good. Second shot a little short. Chandler there fighting Haynes for the rebound. Quickly into the front court. Stolen away by Juju Franks. Stole it away, then threw it away. Trying to get it down to Nate the Great and Chance Smith. Nice defensive play by Juju Franks. So Bulldogs in that 1-2-2 press. Landrum will walk it up as he met there by the Great. Ball thrown out of bounds. Coach Stumbaugh asking a question or giving an opinion, one or the other. Walter throws it into the backcourt to Landrum. The Great picks him up, across the line, down low. O'Hearn off the glass, nice shot. 11 points for KJ O'Hearn. Nate the Great into the front court. Hit from behind, O'Hearn will pick up his second. That's a good call. He came down, he slapped down, he tomahawked it. You're gonna get called for that. His second, team second, at the 7:03 mark. That's huge before they get into the bonus. Will Chandler to inbound. So the foul was out top. It will be on the sideline, not the baseline to inbound. Nate the Great gets it into Chance Smith. 7-minute mark, 3-point lead. Landrum once again, all body over Chance. Gets it to Nate, gets it up, misses the shot, gets his own rebound. Loose ball, gets it to Appleby, cutting off the glass and down. First big bucket for Luke Appleby tonight. Delvion Walter, loose ball on the pass. Juju knocked it out. Landrum will float a 3 up off the back of the rim. Smith with the rebound. We get a foul on McGill. That's going to be his 4th. Team's 3rd at the 6:33 mark. Full court pressure, 2-2-1. Full court zone here for the Wildcats. Gets it over to Nate. Loose ball, Landrum steals it away, knocks it home. Got to be careful with the basketball. 3-point lead. Juju looking at the pressure, him and Chance in the backcourt. Skips it across. Chance floats up a 3-footer, misses a shot. Haynes with the rebound. Walter takes the pass from Haynes, gets it into the front court, out of bounds. It'll be Wildcat basketball. Braxton Franks with his 3rd foul up off the bench. He'll replace Will Chandler. Nice job by Will, playing some good defense in there. Delvion Walter will trigger. He gets it into Landrum. He gets called for the travel. Nice call by the officiating crew. Didn't get set. 5:59, 45-42, Bulldogs. Zacharias still on the bench with his 3rd foul. Wonder how much longer coach is going to go. Skip pass into the front court to Appleby. Breaks the pressure. Juju on the left wing, drops it off to Nate. Brings it around, back out top to Chance. Thought he was going to step into a 3. Stutter step, Euro step. Get called for the block is Walter. That's his 3rd. Chase will go to the line, shooting 2. 5:38, that's the 4th team foul. Bulldogs at 1 team foul here in the 4th quarter. So Chance, an opportunity to add 2 more with the clock stopped. First shot is good. You could hear the nylon snap from here. Second attempt for the freshman. Rattles in and out. Haynes with the rebound. Walter working on Nate the Great. Gets it over in the corner to Landrum. Step back three. Off the rim. Smith with the rebound. Freshman clearing the glass nicely. Drops it off to Juju. Juju gets it across the timeline. Zacharias still on the bench. Back out top to Smith. Landrum once again playing hand checks. Gets the screen on the hip. Bubba Franks down on the baseline, drops it to Juju, gets on the foul line, on the baseline step is Delvion Walter as KJ O'Hearn bodied up Juju Franks. 5-minute mark. 46-42. Juju back out top to Nate the Great. Over to Chance, timeline extended. Bubba heading towards the scorer's table. Appleby picks up his dribble, gets it to Nate on the right wing. Nate out top, tries to get a screen, drops it off to Juju on the weave. Takes it to the glass, forces it up, a little short. McGill with the rebound. Walter, stutter step. O'Hearn, three-point ball from the right side. Long rebound to Chance Smith. Pulls it back, doesn't have the numbers. Flips it over to Braxton. Juju, stutter step, weaves through, finds a crease, he'll take it to the glass and uses it nicely. 48-42. Bulldogs 6-point lead. O'Hearn, Delvion Walter takes it to the rack. He'll get fouled. That'll be Juju Franks' fourth. Team second here in the fourth quarter. So Juju with 4. So first shot for Delvion Walter. Rattles off the back of the rim. Walter with 10 points in the contest. Nate the Great played great in his time off the bench here. So Zacharias back in with 3 fouls. Walter's second shot, trailing by 6. Rims in and out. Appleby with the rebound. Over to Chance Smith. Quickly to Braxton up court. Hits it home. Braxton Franks with 6 points. Nice job. Timeout by Whitney. They calling a 30 or a full. They haven't called it yet. Timeout. Full. We'll take one as well. CBUS Sports Broadcasting.
In school sports, it's easy to see the wins, the moments that make headlines. But there's so much work that goes unseen for any of it to happen. My name is Phil Risen, and I'm the Executive Director of the National Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association. Throughout the country, athletic administrators dedicate countless hours to making life-changing opportunities possible for student athletes through sports. Their sacrifice is fueled by the belief that every student can grow and deserves their time to shine. On behalf of the NIAAA, we want to thank every athletic administrator for your tireless dedication to providing 7.8 million students across the country a path to a better future.
This message presented by the NIAAA, the National Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Getting back to the fourth quarter, 50 for the Bulldogs.
To the CBUS Sports Radio high school basketball game of the week.
42 for the Wildcats. O'Hearn will inbound it. He'll toss it into Landrum. He'll quickly bring it up the court as they move it across the midcourt stripe. Landrum on the right wing, back over to O'Hearn. 1-2-2 zone. Ball flipped out back to O'Hearn. Braxton Franks comes out to pressure a bit. Over to Landrum. They try to reverse the ball to create a gap. Create space. Landrum has it. Launches the 3 off the rim. Haynes with the rebound. Flips it up out of bounds. Bulldog basketball. 3:31 left with an 8-point lead. Next foul will put the Bulldogs in the bonus at the line, shooting 2, plus they have the possession arrow. Breakaway pass. Juju Franks couldn't complete it. From Bubba Zacharias, O'Hearn floats one up with the right hand and gets it to drop. Full timeout once again for the Wildcats. We'll take a break as well. CBUS Sports Broadcasting.
In school.
You guys just didn't want it bad enough. That should have been an easy win. What were you doing out there? You gotta hustle. You could have made that play if you'd been open.
On the car ride home after the game, when you think you're helping by telling me what I did wrong and what I need to work on, all I hear is that I'm not good enough, that I'm supposed to be perfect, that it's not okay to lose. On the car ride home, all I need to hear is how much you love me and enjoy watching me play, that my worth isn't determined by my performance, that even on my worst day, I am worthy, that you see me learning, growing, and doing my best, and that is enough.
This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Sorry, back to action here. We'll get it in play. Looks like our camera has frozen. There it comes back. So Chan Smith gets it across the midcourt. Stripe gets it into the front court. Back over to Zacharias on the right wing. Against Haynes. Spin move into the paint. Skips it over to Juju. Back out to Chance. Top of the key. 3 minutes left. Chance looks for a spot. Nothing there. They're spreading it out. Eat some clock. Clinging to the 6-point lead. Braxton. Ball should have been kicked. It was. Will be Bulldog basketball, though inbound on the far sideline. 2:53 left. So Zacharias gets it into Appleby, out of bounds. Nice play there by McGill, getting around Luke to get an arm on it and knock it out. Coach Dunball calls the stack play. He wants to run, gets it into the backcourt to Chance. Landrum will pick him up. Gets a screen. Smith gets it across. 3, he'll go to the line. Shooting 3 as O'Hearn will pick up. Actually, it'll be Landrum will pick up his second. Chance will go to the line, shooting 3. 8 points for the freshman. Comes in averaging 13.8 in district action. First shot. Rattles off the side of the rim. So second offering for Chance Smith. Much better stroke. Make it a 7-point lead. Attempt number 3, that one is good as well. So 2 of 3 from the line in that exchange. Landrum into the front court. Facing a 1-3-1 zone now. Coach Dunball mixed it up just a bit. McGill down on the baseline to Haynes. Skip pass there. Landrum throws it away. Bulldog basketball. Unforced turnover. 2:26 left in the contest. Once again, full court man-to-man pressure. Little acting there on the court by Juju Franks. Was contact. Chance drops it off to Bubba. He's going to take it to the hole. Back out to Chance. Stop and pop. 3 and nothing but net. Chance Smith. Clutch for the freshman. Timeout for Whitney. I believe they're going to call a 30-second. We'll take one as well. CBUS Sports Broadcasting.
Man, I loved playing high school sports growing up. And it's fun being a fan now, don't get me wrong, but sitting in the stands feels like I'm missing out on all the action, you know? I wanted to get back in the game, so I signed up to be a high school official. It takes me back to my playing days. I'm supporting students, and I get paid to make the big calls. Do you want to see the game up close? Sign up to become an official in Texas at highschoolofficials.com.
Thank you for tuning in to CBUS Sports Radio for tonight's broadcast. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at CBUS Sports Radio, all one word, for live updates on all our broadcasts. You can also listen to our broadcast archives on demand on our website, www.cbussportsradio.com.
The athletic department here at McGregor High School would like to thank its sponsors. We'll go through the screenshot here of all the sponsors for the athletic department. Cannot do anything in athletics, high school athletics today without sponsorships from the community. Bulldogs with an 11-point lead. 2:09 left. Landrum takes in the toss. Gets it into the front corner. Ahern at the foul line. Misses the shot. Rebound pulled down by Zacharias. Into the front court to Braxton. Good body control, and Braxton lays it off the glass to make Landrum miss. Haynes, 57-44, 1:49 left. McGill floats it up. Zacharias with another board. Quick outlet pass to Braxton. Franks, left hand, uses the glass. Bulldogs running away with it, 59-44, 1:34 left. Landrum out top, picked up by Braxton Franks. Into McGill, into the paint, back out top to Ahern. 22-footer, a little short. Rebound pulled down by McGrill, drops it off to Haynes. He'll go up, miss the shot. Juju Franks on the backside. Foul by Estill. Keegan's first. That should be the 5th foul. Juju will go to the line to shoot 2 fouls here with 1:15 left. We've got Juju at 19 points so far, 17 points in this contest. Senior comes into district action, averaging 15. First shot is good. Second stroke. Rattles home, gets the shooter's roll. 61-44. Ahern into the front court, gets it to Landrum, down low to McGill. Zacharias gives way to McGill, getting it to the hole. 6 points for McGill. We have a timeout. Coach Stumbaugh, is he going to take a full? 30. We'll take another quick one. Let's go back over the sponsors here. We really didn't get a chance to go over that too well tonight. Athletic department here at McGregor High School does appreciate all the sponsorships that provide for this athletic department. We'll just run through the scroll here tonight, folks, and we can take the appreciation of what these sponsors do to this high school and this community. Baseball season coming up right around the corner. We'll have some games listed for you here on CBUS Sports Broadcasting. So Zacharias to inbound with a minute left in the contest. Bulldogs up by 15. We got an intentional foul on Haynes. I believe it's on Haynes. We'll see who the official has not made the for the scorer's table. So it's on KJ Ahern, his 3rd intentional foul. So it is a 2-shot. Let me flip the camera for you folks, sorry. So I'm not sure why the intentional foul. Why are they not shooting on the 5th foul? I'm not sure about this. Coach Stumbaugh asking about that right now. He should be shooting. I don't understand why he's not. So Nate DeGreat into the ball game. So Juju comes out. 5 fouls on Juju Franks. Okay, double technical being called. Thank you for the clarification. Ball stolen away by Landrum. He'll take it to the glass and get 2 points out of it. Ball into Chance. 45 seconds. Another steal by the Wildcats. He'll go to the glass, and McGill will drop it down, and we get a foul on Bubba Zacharias, I believe. So Bubba's fourth. 11-point lead with 37.26. So with a double technical called on there, that was inbounded the ball, neither team would shoot. So maybe that's Bubba. Must have been Bubba's fifth. So Ario Dominguez into the contest for Bubba Zacharias. They don't post the fouls here on the scoreboard. McGill shot, missed, rebound pulled down by Braxton Franks. Kicks the ball up in the front court. Dominguez pulls it back out. O'Hearn caught in the corner, will be a foul on a still. Now he should go to the line. Ario Dominguez should go to the line. Shooting 2 with 25.64. Sorry about that, folks. It's hard to keep track of this. They're not real demonstrative about the officiating crew, about putting up the numbers, and they don't put the numbers on the scoreboard. So it's very hard to keep accurate track of that. Ario's first shot is off the left side. He's looking for his first point tonight for the senior. Played a couple quick stints in tonight, played very well. Hits that one, so he picked up a point in his final senior home game. O'Hearn will drop a 3 ball off the back of the rim. Nate DeGreat pulls it down for the Bulldogs, weaves it through traffic, gets it into the front court. Skip pass over to Dominguez. Under 10 now. Down in the corner to Braxton. Skip pass back out top to Chance Smith. Foul on his still. So the freshman with 1.28 will go to the line, shooting 2. Should wrap this one up for the Bulldogs. So Chance will, first shot is good. No points in the first half. We'll come back on the Athlete One podcast postgame show. Second shot misses, rattles away, tossed down the court, is missed. The Bulldogs are District 17 champions. We'll come back in just a second and wrap this one up. CBUS Sports Broadcasting.
What if you could go behind the scenes with athletes and coaches? Join Ken Carpenter, a veteran high school baseball coach, weekly as he examines success, failures, and life lessons in sports. Each episode provides valuable insight and understanding of playing or coaching team sports. Check out and follow his Athlete One podcast at athleteone.net. Great insight for coaches, parents, and student athletes.
Your McGregor Bulldogs District 17 champions in a 63-50 win tonight here at home against the Whitney Wildcats. Wildcats dropped to 18-7, 5-2 in district play. They have one game left against Clifton next Tuesday night. Bulldogs improved to 15-12, 8-0. We'll be awaiting where their assignment will be. Coach Dunbar will let me know. We'll let you know as well. We'll post it on our website, cbussportsradio.com, whether we'll be broadcasting that game and what the particulars will be. In tonight's game, the scoring for the visiting Wildcats of Whitney High School, KJ O'Hearn, fine game. He led all Wildcats with 13. Jackson Landrum with 7. Delvion Walter, another good game for him with 10 points. 2 players in double figures. Fisher Watson off the bench with 3. Keegan is still with a 3 ball and 3 points in the contest. Kobe Haynes with 6. Jordan McGill with 8 for the Whitney Wildcats. Zach Stumball's Bulldogs scoring went like this. Luke Appleby with 2. Ario Dominguez with 1. 4 players with double figures tonight for the McGregor Bulldogs. Braxton Franks in a gutty game getting 10, averaging 4.5, 5.5 over his average. Chance Smith, no points in the first half, ends up with 14. Helps that comeback here in the second half. Bubba Zacharias, 14 points as well. Another solid game, close to a double-double for the senior. Juju Franks with 19 leads all scorers in tonight's contest. Another great, solid performance by Juju Franks in tonight's broadcast and this contest here at McGregor High School. Once again, we'd like to thank the athletic department from McGregor High School, the coaching staffs as well, for helping us prepare for this contest. Once again, your final tonight, Bulldogs 63, Wildcats of Whitney High School 50. We wish the Wildcats a safe trip home. Once again, 60-53, Bulldogs, district champions, District 17, 3A, Region 3. For Chris Coakley, this is C-Bus Sports Broadcasting, wishing you a very, very safe and happy weekend. Follow up with us on our website, cbussportsradio.com. We'll have the next game listed, or next broadcast that we can do for this McGregor Bulldog basketball team. Have a great weekend, everyone.
You're listening to the C-Bus Sports Radio High School Basketball Game of the Week.